Greetings, fencers. So now we come to the third student of Abrazare. It is connected to the fourth student as well. They are the same principle applied in a different situation. The third student, Clinch, is once our opponent has stepped in to wrestle at the body and they ended up in the common hold of one arm over and one arm under, and we ended up in the same position. This could happen immediately from the onset, or we bound each other at the arms first and then moved in. This play is interesting because instead of giving any real details apart from "I will force you to the ground," he talks a bit about options. He says, "I will seek other plays and techniques and use other methods as you will see depicted below. You should know that the plays and the techniques will not always work in every situation, so if you do not have a good hold, you should quickly seek one." Every individual has different skills and strengths and weaknesses. You can do a play functionally well, but due to an unforeseen variable, it failed. They're flexible, they're sweaty, their arms are too thick, and this is why Fiore advises us before grappling to assess whether your opponent is stronger or bigger than you, as well as if he is much younger or older than you. You should also note whether he takes up any formal grappling guards. So getting back to the play, this is intended as an option to prevent someone from easily applying wrestlings at the body. It breaks their hold and forces people back out to wrestling at the arm's distance. We attempt to pull on a belt or anything low and push hard at the head, trying to extend our arm. Like we learned in the last video, it's important to control the head. We see pushing on the mouth, the nose, and the neck in the manuscript images. This is very uncomfortable to your training partner, so it's usually not trained at speed. But if someone is stronger and bigger than you, then this will need to be a hit in order to break that structure. So putting on gloves and masks are an option to have that impact. Now as for finishing this play, we could attempt to just force them over, or any wrestling or hold that we wish. We can look at the fourth student option as well. Or we can see examples elsewhere. German wrestling master Ott Jud had two versions of this play, and he actually describes them with the opposite arm, meaning that it doesn't actually matter which side you do it, as long as you get a hand high and a hand low. If you grab someone so that you have one arm under their arm and the other over, and he grabs you in the same way, put the arm, which is over, under his jaw, on his neck, and thrust away forcefully. Grab his leg by the bending of the knee with the other arm. Pull the leg towards yourself, and this is how you will throw him. This could be done to whichever leg is forward and can easily be applied to Fiore's play, and we see this throw in Fiore's system too. Now Master Ott often specifies whether someone is being very strong or passive in their wrestling, and he gives us another option to this play of how to break away from the body if someone is tight against you. If he is strong and presses you onto himself, set the elbow of whichever arm is above on his throat and push away forcefully. He will have to let you go. When there's not enough room to start extending your arm, then we can use the elbow or forearm to try and break free of the hold. Then we can move on to whichever throw we prefer. This play or concept is actually used in a lot of MMA fights that go to ground. It can derive from a forearm choke, but ends up being used for the same purpose as Master Ott's play. We also see the arm extension version as well. When someone is holding onto the body to lessen strikes, then we see this concept used to separate themselves to allow ground and pound and other options. This concept can still be used with weapons, and is throughout the system. Fiore's sword and scabbard play is creating distance, as well as pushing the hands away play. And we see many times in Mire where he shoves the opponent away to be able to cut again. And the underslice from the zettel is almost like the blade equivalent. So make sure to practice these plays whenever you want to increase distance in a close clinch. Thanks for watching, keep studying, keep practicing.